Hi kids! Welcome back to the English readings. I'm Laura from the library and today we are going to read another amazing story. Yes, this story is a classic story, Lost and Found, written by Oliver Jeffers. I hope and you like it. It's a story time! Please enjoy it with me and let's read it together. Once there was a boy who found a penguin at his door. The boy didn't know where it had come from, but it began to follow him everywhere. The penguin looked sad, and the boy thought it must be lost. So the boy decided to help the penguin find its way home. He checked in the lost and found office, but no one was missing a penguin. He asked some birds if they knew where the penguin came from, but they ignored him. You know, some birds are like that. The boy asked his dog, but the dog floated away. He didn't know either. That night, the boy couldn't sleep for disappointment. He wanted to help the penguin, but he wasn't sure how. The next morning, he discovered that penguins come from the South Pole. But how could he get there? He ran down to the harbor and asked a big ship to take them to the South Pole. But his voice was much too small to be heard over the ship's horn. Together, the boy decided he and the penguin would row the South Pole. So the boy took his rowboat out and tested for size and strength. He told stories to the penguin to help pass the time. Then they packed everything they would need. Yes, and pushed the rowboat out to sea. There was lots of time for stories. Yes, and the penguin listened to everyone, so the boy will always tell another. They float through good weather and bad, yes, and bad when the waves were as big as mountains, until finally they came to the South Pole. The boy was delighted, but the penguin said nothing. Suddenly, it looked sad again as the boy helped it out of the boat. Then the boy said goodbye to the penguin, and floated away. When he looked back, the penguin was still there, but it looked sadder than ever. It felt strange for the boy to be on his own. There was no point telling stories now, because there was no one to listen to, except the wind and the waves. Instead, he just thought and thought. And the more he thought, the more he realized he had made a big mistake. Yes, a big mistake. The penguin hadn't been lost. It had just been lonely. Yes, lonely like him. Quickly, he turned the boat around and rowed back to the South Pole as fast as he could. At last, he reached the pole again. But where was the penguin? Yes, the boy searched and searched, but he was nowhere to be found. Sadly, the boy set off for home. Yes, but then the boy saw something in the water ahead of him. Closer and closer he got until he could see, yes, he could see the penguin the penguin was there. And so the boy and his friend went home together, talking of wonderful things all the way. The end. Very good, kids. We finished with this story, Lost and Found, written by Oliver Jeffers. Remember that it's important to read. If you have a book at home, just give you the time and read it. You can read a wonderful story by day or by week. Thank you so much for paying attention, and I will see you the next week with another wonderful story. Bye!
It was an early autumn morning, just as the leaves were beginning to fall, when an unexpected visitor arrived at a little town by the sea, and with him began a remarkable story. This all began with someone lost and someone found. But perhaps someone wasn't lost, just lonely. There was a boy and there was a penguin, strangers from opposite sides of the ocean. And like the beginning of any friendship, theirs is a remarkable story indeed.